I asked 50 about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy. I don't have no beef with Fifth. He loves me. Y'all can't see that he loves me?
No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
Did he do it?
Diddy did do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's story has everybody wondering the same thing. Did he do it? For a long time now, Hollywood in its entirety has been widely speculated to be a place of pure evil. We all know at least a few horror stories and or conspiracy theories that revolve around Hollywood or the music industry, with countless tales of emotional, physical, and even SA taking place in all forms of media, from television to movies and of course the music industry. And I'm sorry to use the term SA here, but YouTube will put the hammer down on me if I don't play by their rules. Anyway, today's story really takes the cake, and the rest of the dessert aisle. The amount of artists and the amount of innocent people that have been either abused, degraded, and sexualized in the industry is absolutely sickening. And the older I get, the more I seem to notice these moments. Me being the hyper-analytical adult that I am, I often find myself rewatching old clips from music award shows or interviews with celebrities. And the amount of eyebrow-raising behavior that I've glossed over as a child, that I rewatch as an adult, makes me think that nearly every form of media that I've enjoyed as a kid has a conspiracy or a darker truth tied to it. But that's a rabbit hole that I can't even begin to go down right now. What I want to talk about is the Diddy situation. Most of you might be sick of hearing about this by now. I've seen Diddy's name pop up more times this week and the past few months in general than any other person. Now, most of you probably already know what is going on, at least to some degree. But if for some reason you know who Diddy is and you have no idea what the hell is happening, right now, like as I'm talking, I would strongly suggest that you remove the song I'll Be Missing You from your playlist immediately. Because all of this, to put it lightly, it's a lot. And if you don't know who Diddy is, you've clicked on the wrong video. I'm not going to go through Diddy's entire life story and his journey into stardom, only to shit on his image 5 minutes later. I need to be consistent while I'm hating, and I want to remind all of you that I am not a legal expert. I'm just a guy who found a microphone. But I do want to break down the timeline of what's going on here, summarize it, compact it a little bit for you, and give you my thoughts on everything that's going on, and discuss some of the most recent developments of the case, as well as the general public's reaction to all of this nightmare fuel. This video is not going to be a deep dive on the Diddy situation. I'm not going to break down every detail about everything that's gone on. So I do apologize if that's what you were looking for. But don't worry, I am going to talk about the good stuff. And I'll warn you ahead of time. The content that I'm going to be talking about in this video might be hard for some people to listen to. The accusations against P. Diddy are some of the most horrific stories that I've heard in general. And that's coming from a guy who appreciates a good horror movie. And I also got to mention that because of how much has gone on in this case, and its rapid evolution, it's very possible that I might miss a few of Diddy's wackiest shenanigans. So if I miss anything noteworthy about what's going on here, please let me know in the comments. Full disclosure before I get into this. At the time of me making this video, a lot of the accusations that we're going to be discussing are alleged. Not all of them. Some of the accusations are true, but we'll get into those shortly. And I'm sure that by the time that I post this video, we will know even more about this case. But for right now, here's my 2 cents. Please subscribe. Sean Diddy Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka Puffy, aka P. Diddy, aka the Master Freak Offer, a man of many names, has been rapidly accumulating a list of charges that, if found out to be true, are some of the most disgusting and vile that have ever been laid against anybody in the music industry. Diddy is currently facing a wave of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges that accuse him of being the head honcho of an entire empire of sexual crimes and physical abuse, as well as countless lawsuits by either former partners or other people working in the music industry. If he is found guilty of these charges, Diddy could literally spend the rest of his life in prison. These are very serious accusations. There is so much to unpack here, so much that we need to take it back a little bit to when this situation really started to gain traction to the public. On November 16th, 2023, Diddy's former girlfriend Cassandra Ventura filed a lawsuit against Diddy that alleged that he subjected her to years of physical, emotional, emotional and sexual abuse. Now, when this whole story broke the news initially, it was kind of a huge deal. I mean, Diddy's reputation prior to this wasn't exactly par none. It's been kind of under a scope and a little bit of speculation for a bit now. But what really put the nail in the coffin for this accusation was when the hotel security footage was released to the public, which I'm obviously not going to show you guys because it's really fucked up and it's hard to watch. I don't wish this upon anybody, but if for some reason you want to see the video for yourself, it's on YouTube. You can find it, but I'm warning you, if for whatever reason you're still a Diddy fan as of right now, this video alone will change your entire perception and opinion of him. And if it doesn't, you're sick and you need help. There's really no explaining away this kind of behavior. No matter what statement Diddy made about it, however much remorse he says that he feels, he's only saying that because this was made public. Before the footage leaked, he was preaching about his innocence. He's a goofball. This lawsuit was settled and the terms of the agreement were made confidential. But in the span of just a few months, 4 more people came forward and filed lawsuits against Diddy. 3 women and 1 man, all accusing Diddy of physical and sexual abuse at bare minimum. Diddy's 1,000 IQ lawyer came to the defense of these lawsuits, saying that they were all pure fiction. And I'm not sure how these lawsuits played out, and I'm sure that we will never know, honestly. But after all of these secrets came to light, I assumed that Diddy would be placed on at least some sort of watch list, which turned out to be true, apparently, because on March 25th, 2024, Homeland Security investigations served Diddy multiple warrants to raid his homes in Los Angeles and Miami in what officials are declaring a sex trafficking investigation. So now Diddy has piled up a list of lawsuits related to sexual abuse, and he's also being investigated by Homeland Security for alleged sex trafficking. All of that alone is pure insanity, but that's not even close to being the end of it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on September 11th, another lawsuit was filed against Diddy, this time by singer Dawn Richard. Dawn is well known as a member of the girl group Danity Kane, as well as her role in the MTV reality show Making the Band. This case describes, again, years of psychological and physical abuse that Dawn suffered at the hands of Diddy as he helped launch her career, allegedly. She also alleges in the lawsuit that she witnessed Diddy abuse Cassie and was too afraid of him to initially speak out. And with everything that's gone on with Diddy in the past year, it might make sense that she thought this might be a good time for her to speak out about what she has seen. However, Diddy's lawyer, of course, said that she's a big fat liar, and that she's only doing this as, quote, an attempt to rewrite history. Further adding that these were all a series of false claims in the hopes of trying to secure a payday, which is a wild reach to be making, especially given that Dawn Richards' net worth is sitting around $2.5 million right now, and she's going on a tour for her upcoming album. So I mean, I doubt she needs to make any more money, but who knows? Maybe she's secretly broke and wants to cash in on that Diddy the Diddler money. However, I feel like a string of lawsuits that all allege similar behavior can only be played off as made up so many times. This continually reoccurring cannot be purely coincidental. I mean, sure, there might be a solid argument for people trying to chase clout or money, but after the Cassie clip surfaced, and after the recent updates that have been unveiled to the public in the last few weeks, I think it's safe to say that Diddy might be kind of cooked right now. At this point, if his lawyer can get him out of this situation, he might actually be Saul Goodman. That is the only way out of this. That or Diddy has the system rigged from the inside. But I don't think that's going to happen, because as of September 16th, Diddy was arrested in New York, and he was denied bail the very next day. Yikes. He appeared before a courtroom on the sex trafficking and racketeering charges that revealed a debauched lifestyle of serious allegations of sexual and physical abuse, as I said before. And all of that brings us to the past few weeks, where it just keeps getting worse. During the March raid of Diddy's homes, it was revealed by the U.S. attorney that at least 1,000 bottles of baby oil and other lubricants were seized from Diddy's properties. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this one already. The meme game is coming after Diddy for this one, but I cannot possibly comprehend what anybody would need that much lubrication for. No matter what kind of freak-offs you're having, 1,000 bottles of baby oil is absurd. I don't even think Glenn Quagmire himself would keep a supply of that much oil, dude. What kind of freak are we dealing with here? It gets even more wild. Diddy's lawyer tried to come to his rescue for this, saying that Diddy could have just been buying the lubricant in bulk from the Costco near his home, just like any other tax-paying American. And I know you're all thinking the same thing as me here. That's a piss-poor argument. And it is. Even more so knowing that a representative of Costco spoke out shortly after this, completely shutting down Diddy's lawyer, further cooking the Diddy soup. Diddy's lawyer is also stating that Diddy is in good spirits right now, and that he's doing great. Which, I mean, myself, I really don't care about that, but I think it's important to keep that in mind right now, especially if Diddy somehow ends up in a situation situation similar to Epstein's. Diddy's lawyer wants everybody to know that if something happens to Diddy right now, it wasn't his own doing, if you know what I'm saying. I've got to be honest with you guys. When I was planning on talking about this Diddy situation, I really was not prepared for just how much stuff has been dug up regarding P. Diddy over the last year even. It seems like the more I read up on this, the more weird shit I'm finding. And I'm sure you guys have already seen a ton of clips floating around of Diddy's weird behavior as of recently. I could probably make an hour-long montage of suspect Diddy moments alone, but I think you get the idea of what's going on. I wanted to talk about this today because it has me bewildered just how quickly this case seems to be unfolding. Diddy is under such a heavy scope right now, and there have always been conspiracies drifting in and out, but after recent events, it really seems like his run might be coming to a swift end. His ferocious freak-offs are no more, and I hope that everybody who's been affected by Diddy's awful behavior receives the proper justice they deserve. And as for Diddy, well, I think we can all agree on one thing. Diddy is a very sick and disturbed person, and he needs to be incarcerated and given a psychological evaluation by a reputable psychologist. But I feel like all of this happening really is just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like we're going to know so much more about this case in the coming weeks, and we're only going to continue to be shocked and appalled by what we learn. There are already rumors speculating about multiple celebrities having some sort of involvement in this entire conspiracy, which are just rumors, of course, and honestly, some of them are a leap. Some sources are trying to say that the singer Pink may have some kind of involvement because of her wiping her Twitter account, apparently, but don't be so quick to believe everything that you read, because Pink did not recently wipe her Twitter account amidst all of this Diddy drama. She cleared her account way back in February. Something else that's noteworthy. I can't find a single picture of Pink and P. Diddy side by side, let alone in the same room. They don't appear to have any connection or relationship whatsoever, outside of seeing one another in passing throughout their careers in the music industry, which would make sense, you know? You work in the same field as somebody, you're bound to cross paths at some point. So I personally think that that conspiracy is pretty far-fetched. But as for the other ones, who knows? I guess only time will tell. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope if you really need it, that you're still able to find a bottle of baby oil amidst the shortage. This situation leaves me with so many thoughts. I'm sure you guys have thoughts and questions too, and I want to know what they are. Do you guys think that Diddy is done for? Let me know what you guys think about this entire situation in the comments below, and be sure to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button to stay updated when I post a new video. And if you've made it this far, thank you guys for all the recent support. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Stay frosty, be good people, and I'll see you next time.